So, you did it. You survived medical school, you've officially earned that title. But now you are staring down a completely different kind of challenge, a huge mountain of student debt. Okay, let's just dive right in, because we're going to lay out a clear, actionable guide to help you conquer that $250,000 debt load in the next 10 years.
First things first, let's get a handle on just how big this problem is. I mean, this chart says it all, right? The average undergrad leaves with about 39 grand in debt. That's a lot. But for a new doctor, wow, that number just skyrockets to over $216,000, and that's often on top of their undergrad loans. We're talking about a totally different league of debt here.
So yeah, you've accomplished this incredible, life-changing goal of becoming a doctor. But what's the game plan for the massive financial hurdle that came with it? That's the big question, isn't it? And it's exactly what we're going to tackle, moving from just staring at the problem to building a real plan of attack.
But here's the thing. Before we can even talk about a plan, we've got to understand why medical debt is such a unique beast. It's not just about the sheer size of the number, it's about the very specific circumstances that surround it. And this, right here, this is what I call the salary paradox. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. During your residency, you're working insane hours, earning maybe 64 grand a year, all while your loans are quietly growing in the background. Then, bam! You become an attending, and your income jumps to $300,000 or more. How you manage that leap is absolutely critical.
And this is the engine that just keeps feeding the beast: interest. We're looking at federal Grad Plus loans that could carry rates close to 9%. A rate like that, while you're on a resident's salary, can make your loan balance swell by tens of thousands of dollars before you ever get a chance to make a real dent in it. It's brutal.
So, what does this all mean? It means that all that generic how to pay off debt advice you hear from most financial gurus, it just doesn't apply to you. You're dealing with a whole different set of challenges like interest capitalization, super complex forgiveness programs, and trying to juggle extra income from moonlighting. You need a specialized strategy.
Okay, enough with the scary stuff. Let's talk solutions. We're going to walk through 4 distinct paths you can take to get to financial freedom. And I promise, one of these is going to be the right fit for your career and your life.
First up, we've got what I call the aggressive refinancing path. Now think of this as the fast track for the high-earning doctor, probably in private practice, who isn't planning on using any federal forgiveness programs. The idea is simple. You trade in those high-interest federal loans for a brand new private loan with a much lower rate.
Let's break this down. The whole goal here is to get that crazy high interest rate and slash it down to something way more manageable, like 4 or 5%. But, and this is a big but, you're giving up those federal protections, like the forgiveness programs. The upside, though, you could save an incredible $44,000 or more in interest alone.
All right, strategy number 2, public service loan forgiveness, or PSLF. And folks, this one can be an absolute game changer. If you work for a nonprofit or a government employer like a university hospital, this program is for you. You make 120 payments, that's 10 years worth, and whatever's left of your federal loan balance after that is completely forgiven. And the best part? It's tax-free.
Okay, everybody, listen up, because this is huge. There is a critical deadline coming up in 2025. There are some proposed rule changes on the table that could mean, for new borrowers, those 3, 5, even 7 years of residency might not count toward PSLF anymore. If you want to lock in the current rules where those years do count, you have to take action before July 1st, 2025. Seriously, this is not a drill. Okay, strategy 3 is all about using income-driven repayment or IDR plans. Now, these are your best friend for managing cash flow, especially during those low-income residency years. They basically cap your monthly payment at a small percentage of what you earn, and after 20 or 25 years, there's a possibility of forgiveness then too. And check this out. This is a pro-level move that can seriously change your entire financial picture. While you're in residency, because your income is relatively low, your required IDR payment could actually be $0. The smart move here isn't just to coast. It's to take the money you would have put towards loans and invest it instead. This is a massive wealth-building opportunity hiding in plain sight. And our last strategy, number 4, is all about taking back control. We're talking about income and lifestyle hacking. This is where you get proactive and aggressive about finding ways to earn more money and spend less. You can use this to supercharge any of the other plans we've talked about.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, for starters, moonlighting or taking on locum tenens work to earn extra cash. It means checking if your employer offers loan assistance, You could get over $5,000 tax-free every year. And then there's the big one, the one that can change everything. Live like a resident for just a few years after you become an attending and throw that huge salary difference straight at your debt.
Okay, that's all great in theory, right? But what does it look like in the real world? Let's meet a couple of doctors who actually did this, who used these exact strategies to crush their debt. First up, meet Dr. Rivera. She chose the aggressive refinancing route. With a $350,000 salary, she made the choice to keep living frugally. And this budget, wow, it just brilliantly illustrates her commitment. She threw an incredible 40% of her income, that's $10,000 a month, at her loans. And guess what? She was debt-free in just 7 years.
Now let's look at Dr. Lee. He played the long game with PSLF, and this timeline just lays it all out. For 5 years during residency, his required payments were zero. Then, for 5 more years as an attending, he made his income-based payments. The result? At the 10-year mark, poof, over $100,000 in debt just gone. Tax-free. Patience literally paid off.
All right, we've diagnosed the problem, we've walked through the 4 main treatment plans, and we've seen the case studies. Now it's your turn. Let's start building your 10-year payoff plan.
So where do you start? Right here. These are the first 3 things you can do, like today. First, if you have even a tiny thought you might go for PSLF, use the official help tool and certify your employment now. Second, start shopping around for refinancing rates. Just see what's out there. And third, map out your future income. See what that jump from resident to attending really looks like. It's time to take control.
Look, I really want this to sink in. Paying off this mountain of debt, it's not some crazy dream. It is totally 100% doable. You just need discipline and the right strategy for you. But the most important thing, you have to start. And there is no better time than right now.
You have to remember, this debt, it feels like the whole story right now, but it's not. It's just a chapter. A really tough, expensive chapter for sure, but by taking control, you get to be the one who writes the next chapter. And it can be about your patients, your family, your life, not your loans. So the real question is, what will your next chapter be?